Sure as hell the peeping Tom is looking at me. So I simply accidentally, carelessly dropped my dress Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, check, check, check. Okay, we're good. Looking good over here. So far, so good. Okay, we're streaming. So while we're streaming, I might take a look at this. Okay. And do a little bit of work on this side. Let's see. I'm going to give this a name. we need to, I don't know, let's see. I know that you're getting a lot of fan noise, air conditioner noise, but I'm really hot. I'm really hot. I'm melting hot. Okay, so we need a name for this. Let's see, where are we at? Let's see. How about this? Fingers on the pulse of corpses. Nah, that's a pretty... It's a pretty mean thing to say, man. But it'll have to work. Let's see, let's go to images. Ah, never mind. I'll just go here. Let's see. What do we got going on here? Let's see. We're gonna do. What is this? Oh my gosh. That's not gonna work. I don't like any of that. I don't like any of what I see here. I don't like that either. Let's see. Let's go over to let's try something a little more fun. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go. I'll go here. This will work. This will be fine. This will be fine. Okay, so let's save the image as. And the players, put that there. No. Okay, kill that. We'll insert layers like this. Ah, that'll be fun. That'll be fine. Let's keep it. This up here. Oops. Alright. And make a copy. Done. It's already shared, so I'm not sharing that. I'm going to take this, get rid of this. I don't need it. Oh boy. Okay. So what's going on? What is everybody up to? Anybody up to something interesting? How was your weekend? Did you all have a nice weekend? So today is the 15th, so 16, 17, 17. Okay. Let's go to 17. Okay, we got, and let's go to, I don't know. Let's talk about celebrity birthdays. That'll be fun. Let's see. Wow. I'm gonna go with only one. Okay. That's it. That's it. Minimize this. No, so I'm going to take this and go like this here. That's fine. Take this, and that's fine. Close this out. Move this up. Move this up. There we go. There we go. Maybe make this 125. Okay, that's good. Make this 125. I can handle that. And then open this up. There we go. Okay, we're back. I'm back. We can work on this. We can work on this together. Maybe. Let's go to Reddit. No. Okay, there we go. We're back. And let's see. What's something interesting that's going down? What's going on? Let's go to new. Okay, cool. That's adorbs. Oh. I'm not really sure that I agree with that. That is adorable. So let's see, where are we at now? Alright. I think this is good enough here. I just need to wait for more people to show up. I mean, we are basically ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll, right? Oh yeah. Almost no lag. Almost no lag. It'd be nice to know what the chat lag is. Do we have any chat lag? Okay, this is not what I wanted. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to best. Then we're going to go to here, some other news. Now, can you see this? No? You can't see this? Ah, that's too bad. This isn't shower thoughts. When we were young, we sneak out of our house to go to parties. When we are old, we sneak out of parties to go home. I think that's funny, and I think that's true. I think that's true. Definitely. That's so funny. Huh. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to find some more news. I just want to talk about some news. That is adorable news. Okay. I love that. Okay, let's go find some more news. For some more fun news, what do we got? Science. People who eat at least one serving of oranges every day may be 6% less likely than people who never eat oranges to lose their sight to macular degeneration. Wait, who eat at least one serving of oranges may be 60% less likely to lose their sight to macular degeneration. Oh, okay. Red Lotus Lake. Wow. That's gorgeous. Okay. Let's close this. This is not real useful news. Okay, let's see. Hold on, is this video? Hold on, I hope it's not video. It is video. It is. I don't like this. No! I don't like it. Okay. Let's do this. Let's look at, look at this. Okay. This is great. I love it. Okay. Let's look for, hold on. This is not giving me what I want. Let's look for uplifting news. How about that? We'll do uplifting news. Beat up bus driver with hair of 11-year-old girl who lost mother to illness. Oh, black men are succeeding in America? Okay, cool. Another baby white rhino. All 12 soccer guys and the coach to be discharged from the hospital on Thursday. Congratulations, that's awesome. U.S. woman rescued a week after California cliff plunge. Oh my gosh, but it took a week to find her? Let's see. Actress Gina Rodriguez used her 2018 Emmy campaign money to send an undocumented student to college. Wow, cool. Women launch book drive for migrant children in detention centers, if they are allowed to get those books. That's the key, right? LED lights reduce seabird death toll from fishing by 85%. How? How does that work? I don't understand. I mean, that's good. That's great. But, LED lights reduce seabird death toll from fishing. How does that? I don't understand how that. Okay, anyway. Okay. When Addison Kicker turned 8 years old last week, she asked family and friends to donate food to pets in need. Her birthday wish spread through her community, prompting dozens of businesses and people to donate more than 12,000 pounds of dog and cat food in just a few days to the Humane Society. That's really cool. The Humane Society? That's really awesome. I like that. Okay. By the way, if you're not watching, if you're not following what this is the Taipei Jack ESL English practice stream. This is where we do our practice, by interacting with a foreigner. You interact with a foreigner, me, in chat, and what sometimes happens is we get other foreigners to join in the chat, and you can engage with them. We've had other Americans in the chat, we've had Australians in the chat, we've had French and German people in the chat, and if you want to talk to them as well as me, that's awesome. You are more than welcome to. Okay. Girl with autism uses violin to overcome anxieties. That's cool. Nara Silwan universities offer true tuition to the boys and their coach that were trapped in the cave. That's awesome. WeWork tells employees meat is permanently off the company menu. So why? Why would they do that? A startup has told its 6,000 global staff that they will no longer be able to expense meals including meat. Okay. No, I don't know. This is weird. I don't consider that uplifting news. A storm was ruining this beach wedding, and then a total stranger made the bride an offer. I love this story. Mika and Amram lands 2 Emmy nominations for series in which she campaigns for an Emmy. That's hilarious. That's awesome. That is awesome. That's funny. Coast Guard, all 11 rescued from crashed plane in Alaska. But why would the Coast Guard be involved? I don't know. But that's cool, though. I'm glad that they did. 6-year-old twin brothers saved toddler from drowning. Good for them. Okay. Let's see, how do I sound? Am I sounding okay? Let me give it a quick check. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's go here. Gina Sebron made history this past May by being the first black woman to graduate with a Bachelor of Science from Virginia Tech's nanoscience program. That's a pretty specific. I mean, it's uplifting news. It is uplifting news. I will admit this, but it is. Like, it is a very specific thing. Like, congratulations on this person who graduated from a degree in nanoscience from a very prestigious technology college, technology school. I mean, somebody has to graduate, but it's not easy to graduate. But somebody will graduate, right? And then it turns out it is an African American who graduated, so good for them. I mean, showing that they're involved in the sciences. The community is involved in the sciences, and the university gives them the same support as any other student in the nanoscience program. And the fact that it's a woman makes it even more specific. So, I mean, congratulations. But I don't know if it makes history. What do they say? I mean, kudos to her and everything, but this isn't really historic. Yeah, I know, right? Um, okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't mean to be snarky. I was not trying to be sarcastic. I think it's great. Congratulations to her. Really, congratulations to her. I mean, it's an accomplishment. It's not easy. You gotta work hard. So good for her. Um, let's see. Uh, yeah, we're getting a lot of older news. Okay. Oh, Saudi women allowed to become notaries for the first time. Okay. Ethiopian Eritrea declare end of war. Hey, that's really good news. Let's see. All right. So this is uplifting news. Okay, that's great. Now let's go to regular news. I want to see what's in the regular news. I want to keep up with that. Um, that is messed up. Wow. Okay, this is weird. Okay, this is interesting news. This is weird. I think it's pretty incredible, that woman who survived after her SUV plunged off a cliff. That was pretty amazing. That she's still alive. She's actually still alive. I mean, feels like I'm missing only part of this. If she only suffered an injured shoulder and possible concussion, get help. Injury, da 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 da. Either way, it's good that she survived, but it feels like I'm missing something. Rescues, there, usually where they, usually, okay. Let's see. Oh, 2 days ago. Let's see. Okay, that doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't really work. I don't understand this story. I don't know. It's new. It's a news story. I don't really understand what I'm reading. So, all right. So anybody who is new here, Twisted Little Bliss, I know that name. You go by a different name in another channel. But wait a minute. That's weird. Did you change? Did you make a new account, or did you change? You said you changed your name. I changed my name. Okay. Hold on. You changed your name. Hold up. So you changed your Twitch name, or you made another account with this name. So you're using this account. Which one? Oh. Cool. And they let you. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. So I'm just curious though, does Twitch let you, I mean obviously they let you do it because you just did it, but it can, like on Twitter, you can only change like once every like 60 days. And it has to be approved, which by the way they almost always approve. I mean, Twitter is never moderated. Okay, so same thing with oh, why is my oh, there we go. Yeah, yeah, so same as Twitch and on Twitter, same thing. Okay, change it every 60 days. That makes sense. Bummer about that chatbot, huh? I spent the last like half hour on Discord with the Discord mods for the Streamlabs chatbot, and they're like, I don't know, man. You're doing the capture wrong. Meanwhile, uh, I tested my captcha, on Twitch. I went through the verification process again for the Twitch bot, just to see, and the Twitch page gave me a captcha, and I nailed it on the first try. So I don't know what the deal is with this. I may try again tomorrow. Give it like a I'll give it the old college try. But I have a feeling it's done. It's done. I'm stuck with Nightbot. Oh, Nightbot, you funny cuckoo head, Nightbot. I mean, my problem with Nightbot is it's not a big hassle. It's just that changes I make to Nightbot are very slow in implementing. Very slow. They happen. They actually the changes do occur. But it will take days for it to like catch. So that's the thing I learned. And of course, if I want to make it my own sort of thing, I have to go through this whole same process I did with Phantom Bot and Streamlabs Bot. Oh, Rabotech, your life was short, but it was meaningful, and your bunny ears were cute. I think this thing with Papa John, you know what Papa John is? Have you ever had a Papa John's pizza? Do you see there's chat? See, this is Nightbot. This is Nightbot doing its job. This is what Nightbot is supposed to do. See, this is what they're supposed to do. You post in at 7:39, and 5 minutes later, it lets us all know what this channel is about. So I don't have to keep repeating myself. Which, by the way, let me tell you, welcome to TPE Jack's class. We are here to practice English and have some fun. Please follow the rules. Basically, be polite. I never really have pizza. Oh my gosh. Well, neither do I. Fair enough. Neither do I. I almost never ever order pizza. I go out for it. And I don't get like a whole pizza pie unless I'm with a party or with a class or a group or something. Yeah, we're putting a hold on those fund months. We're gonna see if we can get any more interaction on this channel. I've given this channel until the end of summer. You know, it's a real shame. I mean, this is week 3. This is the 3rd week. And just by going off of this, TP Jack June 10th podcast, this is from June 10th. I've been trying to get enough chat interaction from my students and from other foreigners, non-native speakers of English to participate in the project. I mean, I've already got, like a couple. I've done a couple before this, but it is now July 15th. And so it's been over a month, right? So I don't know, man. It's disappointing because there used to be a bit more interaction on the Twitch channel and the YouTube channel, and I'm looking at the YouTube analytics. They give you their analytics, right? And what's really cool is what the YouTube channel does is while you're in your, like, I guess they call it your creator studio, you can see, like a thumbnail of your stream. It gives you like a small window for your chat, but it also gives you all your stream analytics, and it can give you a whole history of your stream. And so, like, early on, it got a bunch of hits, and then it just bottomed out. So it's been bottoming out since June 10th. But again, the problem is not so much, content. Is there any interesting content, or are there other native speakers who come on the channel for non-native English speakers to interact with? Is there enough to talk about? That's not the problem. The problem is local people, by and large, don't do live streaming unless it's like esports. And when I look at, other expats like me who stream here or in Japan or in Korea, their audience is almost exclusively other expats or Westerners. So it's not local people. Like, the local people don't quite understand live streaming. It's not really a big enough market for them, which is interesting considering that the biggest and the fastest growing streaming community for esports is Asia. And not by a little bit, but by a lot. A lot. Like way more than in North America or Europe. You'd think that it would be there, but it's not. Blizzard and EA. Blizzard put their first esports arena a block from my office. A block from my office in Taipei. Their very first esports arena, Blizzard, did not put it in California, where they're from, or anywhere else in America, but in Taipei. And EA put their esports arena, actually it's more like a studio, in Korea. Their very first one. And that's just, they know where their market is. And Blizzard is, I don't know if they've already finished this or if they're in negotiations, still in negotiations, because what I last read is that they were still in negotiations. But Blizzard wants to open the largest esports arena from the Beijing Olympic Stadium, which doesn't get used very often. So Blizzard is offering to put their esports arena in the Olympic Stadium in Beijing, which would make it the largest esports arena in the world. Not that there are a lot of esports arenas, but by and large, there are temporary things, like when there's a tournament or whatever, they'll just take like a convention center or a large like resort banquet room. They'll set those up. I've seen that happen, and that's pretty cool. But imagine if it was at the Beijing indoor sports arena, which is huge. It's absolutely huge. But that doesn't help me, because I'm not streaming esports and I'm not playing sports. That's not the function of this channel. And I'm not a competitive esports player. So like, I mean, Sorry, I'm trying to be positive. Trying to be positive. I'm just trying to explain why I think. Um, why I think that we have not been getting the participation in the chat room like we used to. I'm just reading some news right here. I'm not finding any positive news I can read here, which is sad. I do have uplifting news, but it's kind of old. What about this? That's not. Right, so what should we talk about? How long have I been streaming? 59 minutes, 12 seconds. Nice. Nice. Very nice. What to look for? Well, let's go ahead and go to Twitch. We'll go into incognito mode. Go invisible. No, long out. I'm sorry, I was still in rabbit tech. It hurts me. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm logging. Oh, this is so ridiculous. I'm logging into RHS Jack now because I'm still here on TP Jack, but I'm just kind of checking to see what's out there, what's available, and it's asking me to do a CAPTCHA, and then it gives me the green check arrow. Yeah. All right. So let's do a search. Let's go to Taiwan. There are 1,100 viewers, and there are okay. So there's 2 live streams. One of them is Dragon Quest, cool, and the other is IRL. So now let's go to IRL. I'm just curious, you know. And let's just do one language, and let's do simplified Chinese. All right. Right now there are 52,000 viewers, but I don't know how many are doing this in Chinese. Yeah, I do. This is what this channel is not the rabbit hole sessions. This is the podcast that I was sort of doing for my students. So what you're looking at here on the stream is not for rabbit hole sessions, but yes, we try to put it out every Tuesday. We try to put it out on Tuesday, but lately my brother, who's the producer of the show, has been busy with work. Okay, so this is interesting. I'm just making a note. So there's 52,000 IRL viewers at the moment. They're live, and how many of them speak Chinese Mandarin? And so that would be like Singapore, Hong Kong, not mainland China, Taipei. That's pretty much it, really. That's pretty much it. So right now there is, let's see, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 60. There are 60 people live streaming on IRL in Chinese. And thankfully, none of these look like they're reruns or VODs, because even though it says they should be live, on the actual window, like the very first one that that is Taiwanese dude, that's cool, good for them. 557 viewers watching a rerun, but other than that, everybody else is live. This is interesting. This is Chinese, an all Chinese language stream. Let me go ahead and open this up into a new tab just so I can take a look at it. And it's oh no, okay, I thought it was a white dude like me, but it's not a white dude like me. So this is interesting. He's playing Dead by Daylight, but he's modded it somehow. I can't show you because it's against the terms of service. Yeah, it is straight up Dead by Daylight, but he's modded it so that he and his friends characters look like these very anime-esque characters, and the monsters look like very like 16-bit cartoon monsters. Wow, that's hilarious. And I don't think he's allowed to do this because he's doing it on IRL. That's against the terms of service. I'm not going to report him though, because it's none of my business. None of my business. But it seems like a lot of these people are doing IRL for the right reasons. Like some people are singing. Yeah, a lot of people are singing. One person is doing a walkabout. That's cool. That's cool. He's walking around at a night market. Do they have night markets in Canada? We don't really have night markets in America. But night markets are awesome. They're a big deal in Taiwan. Let's see. Now, I'm looking at the IRL streams that are not so many people. So 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4 to 5. So 4 to 5. Let's see. So I'd say easily the lower half of the streamers. I'm gonna call you Bliss, by the way. Bliss is a great name. Are not using IRL for the express purposes of IRL. So for example, one person is playing a Pokemon game, another person is playing a sort of a not Minecraft, but like one of those like city building simulators, but it's like a medieval times. Yeah, so city building environmental simulator games, building a medieval village. Somebody is playing an RPG, somebody is playing a Hearthstone, another person is playing a Japanese RPG, here's another person doing Dead by Daylight, here's GTA, Let's see. Here's this person. Oh, finally, one person is doing what looks like a kind of illustration. He's doing like an illustration on his channel, so that he should be in creative. He should be in creative, but thanks, man. I appreciate it. But once you get into the bigger, like one person is flat out violating the rules here. Is playing a music video on one window and then just showing his unmade bed in the other video. One person is doing like a cooking stream. That's cool. I like that. So this is like, okay, so IRL is super sketchy anyway. I feel like 90% of the people who do IRL streams don't really understand what that means. Or they start on IRL and then they start up a game and they forget to change their dashboard, which I've been guilty of many times. I've been guilty of that many times. But I feel like, see, again, it's the general Asian community, and I'm not, as a middle-aged white guy, throwing this term around. I hope I don't come across as inappropriate, right? But I'm using it in a true definition of the term of a regional characteristic of the online community. Don't really get live streaming. A good example would be the tons and tons of Korean and Chinese esports live streams where the streamer does not have a webcam, or at least doesn't have it on, and does not talk and does not interact with chat. But they get tens of thousands to 1 million viewers, active viewers. And a lot of them will participate in chat, but not as much as you would think. It's I would say of those, it's like 99.9% will actually say something in the chat, and even then, chat might be restricted to subscribers only. Now, esports streaming, the esports leagues here in Taiwan is so huge that there are whole companies that go and they buy out like net cafes because it's cheaper to just buy them than to rent out the systems and let the local teens come and game on their networks. What they'll do is they'll just go and they'll just say, okay, here's a figure. Is this good? Is this amount of money good enough for you? And the owners will be like, fine, it's yours. And then they just keep all the equipment and they keep the space, and then they put their teams in for training for these esports tournaments. And every once in a while they'll have like these tournaments, like I talked to you before, like SCOMA. They'll go to these things that are streamed, and they encourage their teams to stream, and they make a ton of money here. They make a ton of money here, enough that they hire staff and they pay their staff to learn English, not their players, but staff. They hire employees and they send them to my classes to learn English. And so I have students who they work for an esports company or for Blizzard or for EA, and I teach them English just to get their English good enough so that when they need to use English, they can use it, and they get all of that paid for. It's pretty incredible. It's huge here, but there's a drop off, right? And the drop off is this IRL channel that we're looking at, and I can't show you because it's against the Twitch's TOS, right? It's not my content that I'm showing. I'm showing you other people's channels. I'm not allowed to do that. I'm looking at it, and a lot of people, like, it's okay. So there's 52,000 viewers. How many of them are actual streamers? Well, it's 60 people are streaming. 60 channels are streaming, rather. And easily half of them are using it as they're supposed to, and the other half are totally not, either because they forgot to update their dashboard, or they just don't know. They don't understand how it works. But then again, so I'm in the IRL channel, right? So now what if I undo the language restriction? I just clear all. I'm going to clear all the languages. And it's huge. It's huge. I'm not even gonna guess how many. I'm strolling through, and my browser page is just updating. It's just going through. I'm scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. A lot of women not wearing very much clothing. A lot of women not wearing very much clothing, and I'm still scrolling down. I'm going through. I've already passed 100. I'm scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. One guy, it's a male, one male with his shirt off. That's against TOS. I'm still scrolling. I'm easily past a couple hundred now. So how many? So let's go back to the top. There's just too many. It's hundreds of channels streaming on IRL now. And again, how many people are watching? How many people are actually watching these channels? 52,000 viewers. 52,000 viewers are watching this channel. 60 of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. I was just scrolling through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of streamers. 60 of them are Chinese speakers. So the live streaming traction is just not great. It's just not great. So what if I do this? What if I go restrict it to just the local communities? So we're going to do Chinese. Hold on. We're going to go Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. That's it. Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. So right away, I'm going to tell you right now, right off the bat, my first look, Korean. A lot of Korean streamers. And just by first look on the first page, all of them are using IRL correctly. Either doing creative or just doing talk show or just chatting with their community. Right off the bat, the Korean industry is hot. Here's Chinese or some Chinese, but the very first channel that's Chinese, which means either Hong Kong or Taiwan, they're playing a game, and they're not supposed to be gaming. They're supposed to be doing IRL. I think that's really telling. Koreans are streaming correctly, IRL correctly. Let's see now. This is interesting. This is really interesting. And then here's a Korean channel. It's a Korean person explaining. Let me just take a look here. Explaining English language tongue twisters. And the one he's explaining here is she sells seashells by the seashore. That one, right? He's explaining it in Korean. And it sounds like he's doing a pretty good job. I mean, that's awesome. Good for him. I may I'm gonna go ahead and follow him. I mean, why not? What's the strangest teen trend that I've seen? Well, streaming. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 32. So 32 times 5 is 150, 160. Okay. Fortnite, right? Fortnite, definitely. Fortnite, but I think it's because it's free and now all your friends are doing it. So 160. So 160 channels on IRL in Korean, Chinese, or Japanese. And just by first glance, I would say 75% of it. Well, let's see, 160, that 100. So, okay, all right, 2/3. 2/3 of it. 2/3 of it is Korean, and they are all, with very rare exception, are using IRL properly. But of the 60 local channels, Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, only half of them are even using it right. So I feel like a Korean audience gets streaming better than just by first blush, just by first look, better than a Japanese audience or a Taiwanese or Hong Kong audience, unless it's esports, in which case that's just the statistic flips, right? This is interesting to me. I think it really explains, you know, my inability to penetrate the local market, even when, you know, I'm doing on-site demonstrations of live streaming and how it can benefit them. Because at the end of the day, when I have students tell me in class that their only language practice is in my classroom, and they complain, oh, we don't know where to go to get any more practice in natural English practice. And then I show them and they just go, oh, well, that's just using your computer. I don't get that. If I want to do that, I'll just go buy, like, you know, an interactive language learning software, right? And here I am, I'm trying to offer them a solution, either by doing this myself or by saying, hey, look, go to, you know, my follow list. At the top of my page is a follow list, right? You can see all the people that I follow who I think are either a positive, motivating, useful way of practicing your English in a natural way, or are other local people who stream but who have a very motivated and positive attitude. So I have on my follow list, I have streamers from all over the world, but also from Taiwan, and so that they don't feel overwhelmed by the choice. They have, they have, their safe area in their own language, or if they want to explore. Right now, I have a New Zealand follow. Let's go. Hold on. Let's go. Let's find out. An American living in Japan, and that's pretty much it. Sorry, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I've got people. There's people live on. They're live right now. They're live right now, and you can interact with them. My students can interact with them, but they're hesitant to do that, right? They're afraid to do that, and you know, streamers like you are not. You're not afraid to explore other channels and to see who's out there, what's out there, and participate in a community. But that's only because you get it. You understand how this works, and you're not intimidated by it. And I wonder how much of that is a factor in my students not participating. Maybe they feel intimidated by live streams. Or maybe they just feel bored because it's not like watching TV, you know? It's not like watching TV. It feels a little bit more like you have to pay attention to what's going on. Does that make sense? When you're watching a live stream, I think some people are unsure how much energy or attention to invest in it, which is funny because you can invest as much energy as you want. I mean, I have streams open all the time when I'm doing a bunch of other stuff and I'm only half paying attention. I have stuff going on in the background while I'm doing real life stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to sell the idea. That's what I guess that's what I'm really trying to say. Yeah, I would agree. I would absolutely agree. And the thing is I have recommended streamers who only right. I have recommended. I've asked some students what individually, what kind of games do they like to play, and then I show them English language streamers who only play that game, right? They are not variety streamers. They're I think what the term is called. I guess it's branded streamers or something like that. Brand streamers, I think it's what it's called. I could be miss saying that, right? Boy. Or an IRL hobby, yeah. Yeah, that's actually a really good one. I really need to. Yeah, I think that might be something that might have a little bit more influence on them. And the other thing is I have a closed Facebook group. It's got, well, let's find out how many people are in this group. Actually, it's supposed to show me how many. Hold on. Oh, okay. I have. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I've got 11. I've got 11 members in this Facebook group. Just the Facebook group. Um. Yeah, I've got 11 members in this Facebook group, and in the past 3 weeks, the only person who has posted anything from any content, the only person who's posted to this group has been me. But in the beginning, that wasn't the case. It was all of us were posting something into the group. But for the past 3 weeks, the only person who's posted anything has been me, and I've posted like interesting, easy to understand, easy to follow news articles. I've posted short YouTube videos with, you know, like funny things that I thought would be kind of you know, fun to watch for their English practice, and of course links to the stream. And let's see how many. When was the last time anybody, you know, liked any of the posts? So let's see. I'm gonna go back. Okay, here's one like. The last like I got was June 27th. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. How many members are in the closed local chat? Oh, there's 39. And the last time anybody posted to this group, was yesterday. And before that, the last person to post to this was July 9th. So July 9th, I posted something, and then a bunch of people commented on it, and then somebody posted yesterday. Okay. So, are there any videos of Taiwanese people speaking English to Siri, like on that Japanese show? Oh, yeah. You know what? I should find something like that. I should totally find something like that. That would be really cool. That'd be cool. Well, but here's the thing, though. There's a here's what's really popular. Is CNN English Learning and BBC English. Those are really popular here. And BBC Asia and CNN Asia, or how weebs learn Japanese from watching anime, right? I mean, yeah, but they do, right? It's possible. I learned a lot of Japanese just by watching Japanese TV dramas. 90% of those are boring and just not my thing, but I learned a lot of Japanese. Now, I tried doing that with Taiwanese, and I just don't have an ear for it. I just don't do it. I just can't do it. No. Yeah, that might be the case. It's gotten to it when I was studying Japanese, it got to the point where because they were fan videos, I could just rewind certain segments of the video as many times as I wanted, and kind of get like the gist of what the conversation was about. But what's funny is I'd be watching a clip of a conversation like 20 times in a row, just like stop, go back 30 seconds, watch, go back 30 seconds, stop, go back, just again and again and again. But I think that's kind of how people here do the same thing. So almost all of the English language institutes here, all of the language schools here, offer classes in watching CNN news videos or BBC news videos from CNN English Learning, English News, I think it is, and then BBC English. It's just every week there's like a new video, and so that they watch those videos in class, and then they have a teacher who teaches them the vocabulary and get them to practice it. And then there's textbooks. There's whole textbooks that have like the videos in them, so you can take a class and you follow the textbook, or you can maybe do it at home and you can practice at home. And then there's a local radio station that has a page. There's a navigation page. Navigation page. What am I talking about? They have a link in the navigation menu with a separate page for learning English. And every morning there's like a 5-minute English practice segment on the radio. And listening in real time is huge. In fact, a lot of companies will require that they turn on the radio in the office to listen to this 5 minutes from the radio station to do the English practice. I'm not joking. There are companies here where they turn on the radio and there's silence and there's people like listening to the radio because their boss turned on the radio and they listen to their 5 minutes, and then the boss turns off the radio, and then everybody goes to work. And then there's also that website, the radio show's website, that has those 5 minutes on a server somewhere, so that if you wanted to, you could just go to that page and just replay the news, or I'm sorry, not the news, but the English practice after work or on their lunch break or whatever. So it's not like they don't know what they're doing. I mean, this has been around for decades, where you're taking a passive media and using it for English practice. The problem with that is it's not interactive. It's not applied English, right? So for me, my watching Japanese movies or Japanese TV dramas with the subtitles, I'd watch with the subtitles and then I'd turn off the subtitles for my practice. But that only has like a 10 to 20% effectiveness, and that's just my listening skill. I'm not activating any of my vocabulary unless I actually use the language. But that's key, though. I was doing all of this Japanese language study in Japan. I was living there. So I could use it, and I would use it, and I'd force myself to practice using what I learned. But I also did a lot of extra study on my own too. So I don't know how much of it was watching Japanese movies with the subtitles turned off, or how much of it was intermittently going to Japanese class and doing lots of self-study and just plain old practicing with random Japanese people. I don't know. But my Japanese got okay. Not great, but it was okay. Yeah. Certainly a lot better than my Chinese. Yeah. So there's that. So here's the thing. I want to take a look at this just real quick here. Okay. Let me see who I'm following. Let's see who's live right now. I'm following who's live. These people have to be live. Okay. Nobody. That can't be right. That's not right at all. Okay. Um. Oh, when you look at the live channels, it doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you who is live. So let's see. Yeah. That's too bad. Okay. How do you teach English with poor Mandarin? Easy. Normally, you don't use a native speaker to teach the language if your level is beginner. So, for example, let's pick a language you don't know. I mean, I don't know what foreign languages you speak, but let's just do something really random like Korean. Right? I don't know. Can you speak any Korean? No, I was just, yeah. Oh, only English. Okay. I'm sure that there is a bit of French in there too, just from exposure to French. I'm sure there has to be a little bit, right? And I'm sure you don't give yourself enough credit. I'm sure that there is plenty of Spanish in there too, right? Maybe not as much as you're aware. I'm sorry, more than you're aware. There's more than you're aware. Um, but let's just take something that is totally a language that is completely foreign to you, that you totally would not know. So Korean. So let's say you wanted to learn Korean. You would not go to a language school and join a Korean class that was 100% immersion with a native speaker. It wouldn't be practical, and you'd burn out, and you'd be demotivated so fast, so hard. It just doesn't work that way. But let's say there was a Canadian person who was fluent in Korean, and was specifically trained on inserting and introducing Korean content, Korean material for you to practice. Okay, that's different. So that person is only going to speak in English. So it would probably be, so let's say you're a zero beginner, they're probably going to use 95% English and 5% Korean. But that 5% of Korean, if they are any good at their job, they're going to make you practice hard, and they're going to give you homework, and they're going to expect you to do the homework. But let's say you do 3 hours of beginning Korean 4 days a week. In 6 months, they're going to switch you up with a teacher who's going to give you maybe 60-40. 60% English, 40% Korean. And they're going to start introducing like daily quizzes and more homework, like double the homework that you got from the first teacher. But that's just sort of the way that they're going to try to do it. You're going to be building on a foundation. Then after 6 more months of that, after the first year, what you then do is you go to what is considered A1 or beginner, not zero beginner, but just beginner. And you could go, let's say, 2 hours a class twice a week. So twice a week, 2 hours each class, so 4 hours, with listening and reading and writing homework that they would expect you to do. Maybe you have a Monday class and a Wednesday class, or a Tuesday class and a Thursday class, or maybe you have a intensive Saturday class. I don't know. But the teacher there ideally is going to be 100% in Korean, but they're going to be very low level Korean. They're going to be very careful, lots of repetition, lots of body language, lots of showing you, you know, certain things, and getting you like rewarding you each time you use Korean correctly. Okay. And then and of course there's going to be like daily quizzes, not daily, but like each lesson there's going to be like a quiz, so that you can see how much progress you're making, or lack of progress, right? And then, I don't know, let's say every 3 or 4 months they're going to give you an assessment, and if you pass like the basic minimum of the assessment, they're going to give you a choice. Do you want to move up from like beginner to high beginner? Man, that's up to you. I mean, do you think you're up to the challenge? And once they get you up to high beginner, by then, if the first teacher was not a native speaker, but maybe they were Canadian, but maybe they are Canadian but from Korean descent, right? By the time you get to the high beginner class, they're going to be like, no, we're going to stick you in with a Korean. With a Korean accent, Korean culture, Korean background, Korean way of doing things. And it's just going to be like jumping into the deep end of the pool. That's how it's done. So, do I need to know any of the local language to do my job? Not at all. Not at all. And actually, it wouldn't help me if I did, because in the classroom environment, they don't need me to use the language to give them things like instructions, or to explain a grammar, or explain a usage for a word or something like that. They don't need me to do that at that level. By and large, they can understand instructions because they've been hearing the same instructions since zero beginner, right? Open your book to page something. Right? Stuff like that. Yeah, I teach high beginner to advanced. I teach high beginner, and I'm doing that now. I teach high beginner students to advanced level. I also do English for very specific reasons, specific purposes, like meetings, negotiations, sales, debate, presentations, checking progress, making complaints, responding to complaints, things like that. But it's also a little unfair, because when I teach the lower level students, I do use a very, 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 very little bit of Mandarin. But that's because I know that Mandarin. I know it. So that, yeah. Yeah. Like if I was serious about learning Mandarin, like if I was really serious, I would have to quit my job and maybe just teach part-time, right? I would need to stop streaming. But I wouldn't not stop watching streams. I'd follow streams on like a laptop or something, but I wouldn't be investing as much time into streaming or in the equipment to streaming. I'd be working part-time. I'd need to work just enough to pay rent, you know. And I would go to school full-time. I would need to go to school full-time. And I know this because I work with people who do go to school full-time. They go to school 4 to 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, and they have at least 2 hours of homework every day. And they are on the weekends they are out with Taiwanese, groups, their study groups, or just there's activities going on. So they're very active, and they're very motivated to learn and improve their Mandarin. But I see what they do in the investment in time, like to learn and to get up to speed, to get to where you can have an understandable conversation. They have to go to school full time, do homework, practice every day with native speakers, and in the failure rate is pretty high. The failure rate is pretty high. I mean, I lost a coworker who just, after being here for a couple of years, and he had a Taiwanese girlfriend. Like he was living with his girlfriend who was Taiwanese, and he was studying, and he was working part-time. So I think a lot of it was just burnout and just being broke all the time. But he really wanted to learn Mandarin and get good enough at Mandarin, and his number one complaint was like, people were very accommodating here, but either his Mandarin wasn't enough for them to understand him, so he kept trying to repeat himself or rephrase what he said so that they can understand him. But that's not what native speakers do. They just have a chat. He just wanted to have a chat, but people had a hard time understanding him. Or they would just switch to English. Like the moment he started talking to them in Mandarin, they'd respond in English, and then he would respond in Mandarin, and they'd go, "Oh, okay," and then respond in English, or ask him questions like, "I don't understand what you just said. Can you say that in English, please?" Things like that. And they don't, and they mean well. But he ended up quitting his job and going back to the States. So there you go. So am I willing to invest that much time, effort, and money into improving my Mandarin when I don't really need to? No, I'm not going to do that. Do I need to improve my Mandarin? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I need to get on that. I really need to practice more. Yeah. I've had tutors. In all the time that I've been here, I want to say I've had about a dozen tutors. I've had about a dozen tutors, and I'd say half of them were not any good. They were using a very old-fashioned style of language teaching that just does not work and just demotivates. And I've had one or two who were really, really good. They were top caliber, but I don't know, just one reason or another, just we stopped studying together. Anyway. But I'm also, during the week, I'm incredibly busy. And what I choose to do with my free time, I choose to do streaming. Because that's kind of how that's my escape. Before I have to go and spend 10 to 12 hours a day at my job that is a very high pressure, high stress environment. I feel like everybody should be speaking the same language by now. Language barriers are helping our technological advantages. Yeah, that's true. If you are Masters of Orion, if you remember that game, When everybody's trying to, you're trying to get everybody to learn the same space language, so that your species can get hyperdrive. Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. Okay, so I'm currently in my I'm back in my my local chat app, and 20 people have read, my thing about streaming. My last was at 7:18. First one 6:47. So maybe I could have been a bit more diligent about posting. Um, yeah, I need classic, basic. I hear ya. I hear ya. I'm with ya. 100% with you. I'm 100% with you. Oh, what was that? Oh my God. Oh, that was me. I just heard my voice again. Ah, that's so crazy. Um, hold on a second. Let me just do this real quick. Okay. Okay. Eh. Oops. Want to. Yeah. Okay. That should just about do it. I'm gonna stick around for 10 more minutes. I appreciate you sticking around. You've been here for the better part of an hour. I'm pretty sure. I have timestamps turned off. Yeah. I'm trying not to be so negative. I guess I was pretty negative. I guess what I was trying to do was to try to narrow down why there's not as much interaction on my channel, but to be fair, I mean, we just did a little bit of a deep dive, you and I, just as to how involved is everyone in other streams at this hour, and they're just not. So I should not be disheartened. It just is what it is. It's sort of like if I opened up a shop because all of my friends were complaining, hey, we're always buying this stuff that we really like, but if only we had a shop that was local to us, right? We would like to have that. And so you set up a shop, and then you only get one customer a week. That can make you feel a little unmotivated to continue doing business, and then you talk to all your friends who like to shop at your shop, and you say, wait a minute, I'm here, and they have they don't really they can't really do much about it. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I know that there is a need, and I'm trying to offer solutions. But there's only so much I can do. And I like streaming, so I think what's just gonna have to happen is, I told everybody at the end of August. And if this doesn't pick up, then I'm just gonna keep my other stream, and if they're curious or they're interested, I'll just give them that link. But I'll just stop pushing it. I've made and edited videos for them, and that seems to work. I get a lot of people, not a lot, but I got quite a few people going over to the YouTube channel and seeing the edited videos when I edit the videos. So enough people do go and see that. So that's something. I think it's just the live stream. The live streaming is the thing that is discouraging to me. That's all. Yeah, but that's kind of sort of what I'm doing in my other channel as well. And another thing is, so Wednesdays and Saturdays, I just do whatever I want. And one of the things that chat has told me is they prefer IRL over my gaming, because not so much that they don't mind me gaming. It's just that they're never interested, like in watching me game. It's not the, how can I say it? It's sort of like somebody having a friend who plays sports, who likes to watch sports, invites you over to their house, and you want to go over to the house because you like this person, they're your friend, but the reason why they're inviting you over to their house is because they're going to watch a game on TV and they want to watch the game with you. And the last thing I want to do when I visit a friend and they want to watch something, the last thing I want to do is tell them what to watch or to stop watching something so that we can talk. Even though, more than anything in the world, that's what I want to do. But that's rude, and it's not my place to do that. And but then again, on the other side, if I'm the host, which is what I am here, maybe what I need to do is just say, hey, listen, we're watching soccer, but is there something else you would rather watch with me? But I can't do that unless my friend is going to answer that question. If nobody answers that question, then I don't know what to do. So by just playing a game on this stream, I've already been told that it's boring, but my doing more IRL is more interesting. But I've also been told that in my other stream too. I've been told, and I think you've noticed that I'm starting off with more IRL, because that's the feedback that I get from pretty much everyone, is they prefer to see my IRL, but at the same time they'd rather interact with me when I'm doing something I enjoy doing. So what I'm trying to do is like 60-40 or 70-30 IRL and then some sort of game, but like a variety game that's easy access, quick in and out. like Republic Commando. But I think that's mostly because they like to see me die. No, no, I pretty much spent the past 5 hours doing IRL on 2 different streams. None of those five hours accomplished anything except to chat with you, which has been fantastic. I just kind of wish that I had something more interesting to offer you. And I think I will tomorrow morning. I'm gonna be back streaming tomorrow morning on the other channel. Definitely. Yeah, there you go. Okay. But I will admit, I did actually pretty much drop the ball. I posted once when I started streaming, and then I posted again a half hour after streaming, and then completely like just spent the rest of the stream complaining. And then just 15 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, I WWE Extreme Rules is tonight until like 11. All right, there you go. But that might actually be a problem because I'd rather you do what you want to do. I'd rather you do what was your flavor of the moment. So you go watch your WWE. You go watch your WWE, and the next time I'm streaming and you catch me on streaming, you tell me how it was. You tell me if it was any good, and you tell me what happened. How about that? Yeah, I think I think really what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna take it easy tomorrow morning, because I actually have to leave early for work. But then again, that might actually work out for me. That might work for me, actually. I'll tell you about how all my favorite people lost. Yeah. I forget the name of the podcast. I don't know if it's that I don't listen to it anymore or because they haven't updated it anymore. Let me see if I can find. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Podcast. People. Um. Maybe it's called. Hold on a second. Let me see this real quick. Okay. I think this. Yeah, I think this is it. I think this is. Hold on. Hold on. Let me open up the. Okay. So, this may be a thing. It's called We Watch Wrestling. But I don't think. No, that doesn't sound familiar to me. We Watch Wrestling is a podcast about wrestling. But I don't think that's. I don't think that's. I don't think that's what it is. Hold on. Let me see. Let's go here. I'm doing a little. I'm doing a little search for you to help you out here. Um, The Masked Man. Um, Going in Raw. Okay, no, that's what it is. Um, I don't know. Sultans of Spandex. Sultans of Spandex. Um, no. Okay, so. Let's see. I'm just saying. Oh, Going in Raw. Okay, that's cool. Oh yeah. Yeah. We don't know wrestling. That's what it is. Okay, I knew it was something. I knew it was something like that. I knew it was something like that. We don't know wrestling. So it's basically, um, yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. I got it right the first time. We don't know wrestling. So it really is. It is one guy who doesn't know anything about wrestling. And Yeah, but it's not just about wrestling. I mean, they also do. Um, it's I mean it's always wrestling, but it's more of a comedy podcast. Yeah. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's fun. Okay, cool. So I'm actually like logged into my my other Twitch stream. Um, I'm spending more time invested in my other channel than I am on my own stream. That's pretty terrible for me to be doing that on my own live channel, my own live channel, looking at other things that are not relevant to this group. Oh well. Let me just go back to here. That's cool. Let me go. Let's go to my group. Okay, I'm in my groups. Cool. Okay. And I'm gonna close this out. I'm here, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. Close this out. I'm shutting down. By the way, should I mean, I was thinking of giving uh, Rabbit Tech, Rabbit Tech a one more shot tomorrow. Maybe what I'll do is I'll stream giving that one more go. You don't. Obviously, you don't need to follow that because you're going to be watching something much more interesting than my stream, and I'll report back to you. You report to me how things are going, and then I'll report back to you how things are going. Yeah. I need to get up and move around. So, I think this is a good time to stop my stream. And I'm recording my podcast tonight. Yeah. I'm recording the podcast tonight. Not this one. Not this one. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off. That's interesting. I don't know why it's still streaming this page. All right, there you go. Yep, so I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to get my notes up for the podcast. I want to go take a little bit of a walk, because I've been sitting, and then I'll see you when I see ya. So have a good one. Enjoy the day. Bye.